What's going on, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Hope if you're new, and I'm really excited that you're joining me today. It's finally time. We are sitting down to do my 2025 plan with me. I have honestly been waiting to do this since probably November, but I've been telling myself I just need to be patient. If you're anything like me, resetting your planner for the new year can be really exciting, and it's just kind of fun to do something a little bit new and fresh. So that is exactly what we're going to be doing today. Thank you so much for joining me. At the moment, I don't know how long this video is going to be, but my goal really is just to give you guys a little companion for when you're doing your 2025 planning. So grab a cup of coffee or maybe some tea or whatever your drink of choice is and sit down with me and let's do some planning together. To save you guys from the pain that is my indecision, I went ahead and went through some magazines earlier today. All I did was cut out some things that I probably am going to want to use as my new cover pages. I just kind of figured that would save us a little bit of time. So I've already got that prep there. I have my stickers nearby, which I know I'm going to be using. I have some new bookmarks and sticky tabs that I got in my advent calendar. I'm really excited to be using these, and so I feel like they came at the perfect time. I do also have some extra supplies like some more paint swatches, just because I do think I am going to change up the color scheme. At least I'm thinking so at the moment. I am going to be going for a theme this year. At least that's my current plan. Obviously things can always change, but at the moment I do have like a general color scheme and theme in mind. I think it'll become really obvious once I start showing you guys all of the things that I cut out, but my hope is that it does make my planner feel a little bit more cohesive. I feel like because I started this whole planning in my Filofax around July of 2024, I feel like I wasn't able to do like a full new year reset in it, and so I was just kind of going with whatever I wanted to do at that moment. So this is my first time officially starting a new year with this type of planning method. So we're going with a new theme. I kind of reorganized things around. I have different things for each of my dividers now, and I did also want to preface this by saying I already went through and removed a lot of the stuff from 2024. I went ahead and just put that into my archive binder. I just kind of felt like I needed a clean slate going into today's planning session, and so I already did that. Some stuff is still in here obviously because we're still in December, so I am going to be kind of closing that out here soon, but I do feel like this is going to give us like a really fresh start to jump off from. And the first thing, of course, that we're going to be doing is redoing all of my covers. So I already took out my first one, and then each of my dividers has one of these covers. It's honestly just a little cover image. I did different ones for each of my dividers. There's nothing wrong with them, but I honestly think that I've gotten so much more creative with how to do things in my Filofax since I first originally started using it. So I'm just excited to kind of get creative and do some different things with it. Obviously, some things are going to remain the same. Like I am going to leave this cute little photograph here, and then I am going to keep my inbox in the front along with like my notes pages. And so you are going to see some things stay the same, but then obviously we're going to be changing up a lot of different stuff as well. So yeah, that's the plan for today. I have my little latte here with me. I was on a really big vanilla latte kick for a while, but now I am back to just good old cream and sugar. I feel like that's usually what I resort back to all the time. So that's what I'm drinking. And then I also really wanted to redecorate this space. Probably can tell I removed my cards. I had like a coffee points card from the coffee shop I go to. I went ahead and removed that because I am trying out a different coffee shop that I might like a little bit better, and so I don't know how often I'm going to be visiting my old one. And then I also went ahead and removed the little sticky note landing page that I had tucked in here. I don't think I'm going to keep it there any longer. I think I'm going to replace it with a couple other things, which I'll show you guys in a second. But the first thing I wanted to change out was I had a different bookmark here, and I am going to be putting my butterfly one back in. I got this at an estate sale, and I thought it would just be a cute little addition to have back in my planner. I did have this butterfly one in when I had my butterfly landing page. I don't know if you guys remember that one, but yeah, so that's back. And then also in the front of my planner, I wanted to add this little FYI sticky notes. This came in a kit I got from Barnes & Noble, and I just thought it would be kind of fun to have near the front. I am just going to slide that in right here. And then of course I am leaving this top slot open for like my credit card and my ID. I do functionally use this as my wallet, and so obviously I don't have them in here for privacy reasons right now, but they are gonna go back in once we are done. That was pretty much all I wanted to do with this front section. I think going into this year, I really do want to keep it kind of clean and organized, just because I am going to start using my front section, specifically this front pocket, as what I'm going to call my drop center. So whenever I'm out and about and maybe I collect something for my junk journal, I'm going to just start throwing it into this little pocket here. That's the reason I'm not going to be decorating it too much. I want to just leave it open. That way I can fill it with things while I'm on the go. But yeah, that's the plan for that. Now let's move on to my cover pages. This is the first thing that I wanted to tackle today. Like I said, I already went through and I cut out a bunch of stuff. I went through some magazines. I also went through like my sticker box and like a little box I have where I store random papers and stuff. And so we have some new things I think we're gonna add and change out. The theme that I am going for this year is going to be very bird focused. I thrifted this book that had a torn book cover, and so I ended up just taking the cover off and I'm using it as like scrapbook paper now. But it was a book on birds and I really like the illustrations in it, and so I figured that would be one of the main photos I was going to use for the front of my planner. Originally, I didn't think it was going to be something that took over my whole planner. Like I didn't think that every division was going to have some sort of bird. The more and more I thought about it, the more I realized that I did really want to have some sort of consistent theme throughout my planner, and it just kind of felt like it would be a fun thing to have. And then I was on my way home with my partner the other night. It was probably like 8 o'clock at night or something, and in the road we saw an owl and it just kind of stared at us, and so it kind of reminded me of this bird that I saw on the front cover of that page, and it kind of felt like a sign to me, and so I thought that we would use this owl for the front page. And then I also have these two birds here, which I think I'm going to include in some of the other dividers. I also read this quote that was on the front of the book cover as well, and it says that birds are among the most captivating creatures on earth. We marvel at their spectacular colors, their streamlined shapes, and their ability to fly with grace and ease. Their exuberant vitality enchants us, their mysterious lives tantalizate us, and their bewitching melodies uplift our hearts and minds. I don't know what it was about reading this, but I connected to it for some reason, and so it is going to be kind of on our front page or maybe on like the back of it. I just felt really connected to it, and I think that this year, as in 2025, is really going to be a year for me where I am embracing myself, embracing change, really trying to stay true to myself, allow myself to do the things that I want to do. I really just felt like this year was going to be a year for me, and I don't know what it is about birds that kind of remind me of just like flying on your own, and I truly kind of feel like that right now. I feel like I'm flying away from the nest. I'm getting older, I'm doing more things on my own, and I can't quite put my finger on it, but I really believe that 2025 is going to be a very bird-like year for me. So that's my reasoning. I don't know if you guys believe in signs, but when I saw that owl in the road and it just kind of looked at us, I was like, okay, that kind of reminds me of the owl I saw in the book, and then I decided just to go with it. So I know that we're gonna have him on the front, and then this is gonna go on the back. I also have this little tea thing, you know, like the little tags that come on tea. I did want to put one of these in here somewhere as well, so maybe it'll go up here. I also grabbed a bunch of quotes. I really liked this font, and so I thought that this could be something I use. I have Now Do It As You, which I just thought would be a little bit motivating. I have Starting Fresh, The Value of Learning to Do Things You Never Do Well. I thought that this one was really good, especially since there's a lot of new things I obviously want to try this year. This one says Structure and Flow. This one is going to go right before my habit trackers because I'm really trying to embrace structure, but then also remind myself to kind of flow from task to task. So I have that one. I have other kind of fun ones. I have this little dice. I have a poem type thing. I have a few different like comics, just random stuff like that. This one is going to go in my division 3, which has a lot of like my content creation stuff in it. And so yeah, that's currently what I'm thinking. I think I want to put this little crossword thing on the back of my owl. I'm curious to know how you guys do your 2025 planning. I feel like people either revolve it around how their planner looks or how it functions. I feel like I spend most of my time redecorating it just to make it feel fresh and new and different. And then the functionality, I just kind of trust that that will come with it. Like I don't do a lot of planning dates out in advance. I usually like to do that on a monthly basis, and so when it comes time to do yearly planning, I normally focus on what my planner looks like and then how it makes me feel, and I let the functionality aspect of it kind of come as it comes. Obviously, we are going to be doing some functionality things, but I did want to just mention that I do feel like I definitely focus more on aesthetics when it comes to my yearly planning, which obviously I know that that probably varies from person to person, but I think I'm gonna put this sticker there. I'm not gonna take off the backing just because I like it, so I'm gonna leave that there, and then we might just go full black and white and add one of these little black and white stickers behind it, or we could do a red and kind of do like a pop of color. That might be fun. I think we're gonna go with that. Just stick that underneath. Little pop of color. I'm gonna do like a tuck and overlap thing where it's like tucked underneath the quote but then overlaps the crossword. So there's our back, and then on the front I know that I want my owl, I want those words, and then also this T thing somewhere. I know I've talked about it before, but my favorite thing about using dividers for like my front cover is that I can change them out so easily. So honestly, this could be my divider for a few months, it could be my divider for a few weeks. There really is no time limit on it, and that is just another reason why I'm obsessed with my Filofax. Sorry if you hear my dog, he is outside barking right now. Okay, so I'm liking that. I think I'm also gonna add a sticker somewhere here soon. Whenever I don't want to use a sticker, I just put some tape on the back and I use it that way, just as an FYI. So we have that. Let's tape the owl down. Okay, so we've got that there, and then I did want to put this one at the bottom. My favorite color is green, and I get a lot of questions about whether or not it's red because I got a red Filofax. I just thought that the red was beautiful, but I do think that if a green one ever became available, it definitely would catch my eye. So we have that, and then I'm thinking we need some sort of sticker maybe right there. Need might not be the right word, but I do think I want one, like something in that corner. Let's try this one. It's gonna go underneath the owl, I think, just to give it a little bit more depth. So here is our front cover. I absolutely love it. And then here is our back cover. Let's go ahead and slide this in. This is definitely my favorite page to make and remake in my planner, just because it is the first one that you see as soon as you open it up. So I feel like it has the power just to completely change the whole look and feel of your planner. Okay, that one is done. I really like how that came out. Let's go ahead and move on to divider number 1. Now in divider number 1, this is where I store all of my monthly, weekly, and daily pages. And so it's typically the first thing I look at when I wake up in the morning. I found this cute little comic. I just thought that that was a really cute thing for me to include like in the first section that I look at every day, because usually I start looking at it after I get my first cup of coffee. Oh, I did want to also mention, I went ahead and pre-cut out just little pieces of paper that fit into the divider. I did the same thing for the front cover page as well. I just find it easier to be able to like place things around and not have to worry about anything moving around once it's inside. Guys, should I add a bird? I don't know. I feel like I'm on a really big bird kick right now. Oh wait, I like that. That's cute. Maybe I'm gonna add it to the back. I don't have to get it all done right away. Let's see what else I have. Oh, I do also have this like book-like scrapbook paper. I'm thinking I'm gonna use it on the back and just like cut it to size. I also have this that I think I might cut out. I think that this might be what we put in this area. Just because this is like my daily planner section, and I feel like the words busy living might be kind of fun to see. Something I really want to be intentional about in 2025 is filling my time and not really letting any time go to waste. I feel like that's probably a really typical New Year's resolution type thing. I don't even know if I would call it a New Year's resolution, more as just something that I really would love to prioritize. I think what happened to me kind of nearing the end of 2024 is I started to realize how nice it feels when I'm kind of out there doing stuff, especially since I am such a homebody. It can be so easy for me to just kind of sit at home, stay at home, not really do much except for just my regular routine. And so I feel like this will be a little gentle reminder before I go and do my daily planning to get busy living, or at least that's what I'm hoping it reminds me to do. Okay, so we have that. I don't love the colors, but I do feel like because there's a little bit of orange in this back photo, maybe it kind of brings it together a little bit. Okay, now that I'm looking at it, should I cut out each individual letter? Oh, maybe I should do that instead. Ugh, guys, I'm not sure. Or maybe I don't do the big block letters and I just do this little part. The nice part about cutting things out like this is normally what I do is I just save everything that I do cut out. And that way when I'm scrapbooking or junk journaling or anything in the future, I have some things to pull from. Okay, I think I like that better. I think the colors of this, I like the colors, but I think they're just throwing me off. So let's go ahead and go with that. And then to fill that space right there, we're just going to go ahead and put a sticker or something. Let this be your sign that if you are sitting down and you're doing your planning for 2025, don't think that you have to stick with your first idea. There's always time to switch something up, change something, do something new. And I feel like it just makes planning that much more fun when you don't have to always commit to the first thing that you try out. I am also gonna go ahead and stick this yellow square thing in the bottom just to kind of fill that space a little more. And then I think we might even put a heart on top of it. Like I said, I am trying to go with more of a theme this year, and so something that I really wanted to try out was bringing some kind of central components and being able to find them throughout my planner. So obviously birds is going to be one of those, but then I think I'm also going to be including these cute little hearts every so often. I think it'll be a fun way to kind of make things feel a little bit more cohesive without having them have to be like super matchy because I do like to kind of change things up. I don't like to have the same thing over and over. I do like having different stuff in here, so I feel like that'll be a good way to do it. Okay, we are also going to be cutting out this for the back of this page. It's like a dog and some cows that I thought was cute, and then I think I'm going to go ahead and put this poem on the back. Something like that, and then we can also add some of this scrapbook paper underneath just to kind of make it a little bit more interesting. Maybe we put the dice on this page. I feel like maybe it could use it. I thought that this would be just kind of a fun addition to have. I don't know if I should cut it out with the shadow or without. We're gonna go ahead and cut it out with the shadow first, just because if I cut it without the shadow, I can't go back. And so at least this way we can try it out first. There's the dice with the shadow. No, shadow's gotta go. But at least I gave myself like the option of trying it first. All right, we have our little dice. Maybe we'll stick that up in the top right there. I do kind of want to rotate it maybe. So maybe it goes something like that maybe. And then I still feel like I'm missing something maybe around there. So I think it's a sticker. Let's go ahead and do a little flip through. I also haven't even touched my washi tape yet. So we definitely can still get in there and kind of grab some different stuff. All right, let's see. I've got some coffee stuff, some glasses, flowers, of course. I guess we could always do a flower. I feel like whenever I don't know what to put somewhere, I usually just end up going for a flower. Or maybe we could do one of these. I haven't used one of these in a while. These came in a stationery set my grandma gave me, and so maybe this would be kind of fun to use. I don't know which one I would want though. Maybe these. Yeah, I like that. Okay, let's go ahead and tape everything down and then we'll put the sticker on last. I'm really curious to know what you guys are doing your yearly planning in. I've been seeing a lot of people talk about how they're getting into their personal size Filofax, but definitely let me know what you are doing your planning in. If you do a semblance of maybe bullet journaling, maybe if you're working in a traveler's notebook or a Hobonichi planner. I would love to know what you guys picked for your 2025 planner. I feel like whatever planner you pick at the beginning of the year always kind of represents your year to a certain point. At least I always just kind of viewed it as a little bit symbolic. We have our cute sticker for right there, but I'm wondering if maybe there's something else we can add. Maybe we really hone in on the yellow theme for this and we add this yellow one. Perfect, there is our back and then there is our front. Okay, so front and back. I actually love how that came out. Let's go ahead and move on to the second divider. This one is for my habit tracker, so I know already that I am going to be including this. Let's go ahead and finish cutting this out. And then I think I'm going to use this one for my second divider. My favorite color combo at the moment is pink and green, and so I think that this one is definitely what we're going to go with. Let's go ahead and make it the full background. Okay, so there's our background. around. I know that I want structure and flow on here, and it is a perfect fit, which I love. I really like being able to put sticky notes on like the front pages of like my dividers and stuff, and so leaving it open would leave like a nice empty space for sticky notes. I think that this spread is calling for one of my little birds, so it's either gonna be this one or this one. I think because the colors are more muted, I might go with this one actually. And I think I'm just gonna leave this one pretty simple. At the moment, I'm thinking I'm gonna leave it plain just so it can be a landing page for some sticky notes. This is the start of like my habit tracker section, so what I think I might do is just take one of my to-do list sticky notes, and we are gonna go ahead and just place it here. Oh, actually, I really wanted to still find a way to incorporate my dog's paw into my planner. I didn't really want it being my main landing page anymore, but I wouldn't mind it being like a back page. The indecision with this is very, very real. So there is our front, and then there is our back. Let me see if there is another sticky note we could use. I've got this little appointments one that I think might be cute, so maybe we have one there and then we put the remember one at the top. Maybe something like that. I don't know. We'll see. I can always change it. Again, I know that this doesn't have to be permanent, but I think there's sometimes like a pressure to get your planner to look a certain way before the start of a new year. So I don't know. Maybe I'll do that, and then, you know what? Why not? Let's just stick another one on there. Okay, I changed my mind again. We are just going to leave that here because I really did want to keep his paw in my planner. So I really love the front of this. I think it's really simple, really to the point, and then the back does match that. So I think I am happy with that. Divider number 3 is where I keep a lot of my stuff about content creation. And so I think what I wanted to do was use this little computer thing. I just thought it was kind of cool. So let's go ahead and cut this out. This will be the front cover. Okay, as I'm cutting this, I'm realizing here's what we're gonna do about the paw print one. I'm gonna go ahead and save it for last, and then whatever leftover materials I have, I'll just see if anything works in that space a bit better. Sometimes it's really easy for me to get hung up on one thing, and I feel like that's definitely going to be on my mind unless I tell myself I can go back to it later. But okay, back on track. We are using this one for divider number 3, and then I really think I'm gonna end up adding one of these little dogs to the bottom corner. That's so cute. Okay, we're gonna add him there. That's one of those stickers that I have honestly been saving for years, and I feel like I am really just trying to use the things I love this year. I'm not trying to always save things for a special occasion. I feel like it's really easy to get caught up in that mentality. And so right now I am telling myself, if I like something, if I like a sticker, I'm just going to use that sticker, and I'm not going to worry about if I wasted it on something I didn't want to use it on, because I feel like that is my old mentality. Obviously we got to add another one of these hearts to keep things cohesive. So maybe we add one right there. That's super cute. And then on the back, I really want to add this little photo booth thing back in. I had this somewhere. I think it might have been here last time too, but I know I want to add it back in. So I am just going to go ahead and tape it to the back of this page. And that will be my back for this divider. Moving on to the final divider, I think I wanted to use this little guy, and then I'm just going to cut the quote out and paste it next to it or something. I do think for memory's sake, I want to keep this. This was one of my old dividers from last year, but I think what I'm going to do differently is I'll just make it the back side of this page in case I ever want to see it again in the future. I just love the idea of leaving a legacy of love, and so I think that that will continue to be a motivator of mine as we go into the new year. Here we go. It says, the wind, that's all you think about. You gotta learn to live in the moments. And then I feel like it just needs a little bit of color. So I have this I never used, and I have this photo of my boyfriend and I that I want to put somewhere. So now that I'm able to see all that I haven't been able to use yet, I'm probably gonna end up going back in and changing some stuff up. I did want to put this one back in. Maybe something like that. And then over on the corner here, we need a sticker. I don't know what I would do without all of these stickers. So there is our front, and then there is our back. This is the final section. We're just gonna go back in and make a few edits to some of the other ones that I'm wanting to change around. And then we will jump into the next phase of my 2025 plan with me. I think it was section 3 that I wanted to mess around with a little more. I think that we are going to gently, very, very, very gently rip this up. And then on the back, I'm gonna take this photo booth photo. I think I might end up doing a little hole punch in it and putting it in my planner a different way. On the back of this, I really wanted to include this cool plant artwork. We're gonna include that, and then I'm gonna take that photo of my partner and I and put that in here as well. The front still feels like it's missing something right there. I just know it's not the dog because the dog is actually gonna go up here. I now love how the back came out, so I'm happy about that. I think we're just going to put a little remember memo right here. And then we're just going to write create over consume. Because this section is all about social media and content creation, I think that that will be a welcome reminder for me. So I have that there, and then on the back we have our cute little dog and then this plant. The other section I wanted to revisit was my dog's paw print, not because I don't like it, just because I feel like it might be a little bit plain. We're gonna put these books and then the picture of my boyfriend and I on top of them, which I think I am now going to cut a little differently as well. Let's see how this comes out. So here is the front and then the back. I like that a lot better than what we previously had. So let's go ahead and do a little flip through of the dividers and then we'll jump into part 2. First divider, the owl divider. I love her. I think that that is super cute. Second divider, the one for my monthly spreads, weekly spreads, everything like that, which I guess is technically like the first divider, and then this was like the cover page. So the second divider is this cute little bird and then structure and flow, followed up by my boyfriend and I and a cute little book background. Eventually I think I'll put some sort of quote up there as well, but I'm not going to force myself to find that right away. This is probably my least favorite page at the moment, so you can definitely count on me redoing this in the future. And then finally we have the fourth page, which has my little younger self photo that you then flip over, and then you have a cute little bird, a nice quote, a fun stamp, and then leave a legacy of love on the back. I have also decided that what I am going to do with this is I'm going to choose one of my favorite photos from it, which I think is this bottom one. I am gonna go ahead and cut it. And what I think I'm gonna do is I'm going to hole punch it the same way this came hole punched, and then I can use it as just like a fun little accent page somewhere randomly in my planner. But I'm gonna do that later. Now it is officially time for us to jump into the planning. I know that that was probably a very long intro, but don't worry, I will be including chapters in this video so you guys can skip around as you would like to. But okay, the next stage of my 2025 planning is my 2025 bucket list. Let's go ahead and write bucket list on here. I'm also going to take a quick sip of coffee. So here's the thing. Normally at the beginning of every year, I like to make like a goals list where I write down all the goals I want to achieve in the next year. But this year feels a little bit different and I'm trying to be a little bit less strict on myself. And so instead, we are going to be writing down a bucket list. I feel like this is going to be a really fun throwback. I used to make these pretty much every single summer when I was younger. Like, you know, your classic summer bucket list. And so this is going to remain right in front of my inbox for pretty much the entirety of 2025. And the goal really is just for me to be able to reference things that I want to do throughout the year and really make a point to keep them on the forefront of my mind. That way I don't just let them slip by. I am going to be writing down a few things here with you guys today, but then I'm probably going to have like a deeper journaling session to figure out what it really is I want to get done this year. So I'm probably going to be adding on to it as December comes to a close, but I thought I would add a few things on here with you guys today. We also probably should write 2025 somewhere. Let's go ahead and write it right at the top. But okay, the first thing I desperately want to do this year is go car camping. I drive a car that's big enough for my partner and I both to sleep in and then also bring both of our dogs. It would definitely be a little bit tight, but I do think we could do it, and I think it just is something that I really would love to do. We went to Sedona in 2023. It was the first trip that we really ever did together, and as we were driving in Arizona, there were so many places where people could car camp or like camp, and it's just been something that I always have told myself, okay, I want to do that one day, but it just, that day never comes around. So I'm gonna make it number 1 on my 2025 bucket list to go car camping. Number 2 on my bucket list is going to be graduating from my master's program. This is something that is pretty much guaranteed to happen unless, knock on wood, something goes wrong with my program, but I am scheduled to graduate in the spring of 2025. 2025. So I'm gonna write that down just because it's been a goal that I've been working on for quite some time, and it's definitely on my bucket list to get my master's. The third thing on my bucket list is going to be in a craft fair, as in I would love to start selling some of the art I make at craft fairs. Obviously, I'm not going to rush myself into doing it, but I think it would be a really fun goal for me to start selling some of the jewelry I make, just random art things. This has been something that my partner has also wanted to do for a long time. He does a lot of woodworking and stuff like that, and so we've always kind of thought it would be fun for us to sign up for an art fair or like a craft fair together. So I'm going to write down on here to participate in a craft fair. Those are going to be the only 3 I write down today, just because those are probably my biggest ones at the moment, but of course I probably will discover new ones that are in my heart later on. But yeah, I definitely wanted to have a bucket list in my planner as we go into the new year. I didn't want to call it like your everyday goals list because I make weekly goals, monthly goals, I even have daily goals. I wanted these to be a little bit deeper and just to truly encourage me to get out there, live my life, and do the things that I really want to do. Now we can officially move on to planning out the first month of the year, which is January. As we go into 2025, I am going to continue doing my monthly planning on a monthly basis. So I'm not going to be filling out my planner all the way through December. That's just never been something that I really like to do. I really like to do things as they come. And so this is, of course, the first of the month, or first month of the year. Let's go ahead and figure out when Monday is. Okay, so January 1st is a Wednesday. We can go ahead and fill in all the dates. I also really like to write down the year just kind of in this little section right here. So let's write down 2025 there and then 2025 here. I just really like that for archiving in case anything ever got like mixed up or something. I do want to decorate the page just a little bit. Let's go ahead and put this at the bottom. I also want to take advantage of these cute little sticky notes. So I think we might add a few of them down here. And then maybe we do this one. I think it might be time to whip out some washi tape as well. So let's go ahead and do that. I really have been wanting to use this one. I think I'm gonna go for like a pink and green theme for January. Maybe something like that would be cute. I did also want to move this one around where this sticky note is now at that corner like that. And then I'll grab like a sticker or something to hold it down. Other washi tape we could use. This one is like a pinkish one. I feel like that might be kind of cute. We add it right there. Pink and green. I love that combo. We'll have that there. And then maybe we use some green washi tape to tape this down. And now we can kind of move on to stickers. I love these flowers because they fit perfectly in corners. So let's see if any would kind of fit with our theme. I like these. These are pretty. Now we could put them at the bottom here, which I think is what we're gonna end up doing. And then the more I look at this little bottom section, the less I like it. So I think we're gonna do this instead. I know that my partner and I are gonna get coffee the first Saturday of the year, and we're gonna do just like a little yearly breakdown and just talk about our goals, stuff we wanna get done. So let's go ahead and stick a coffee cup on the 4th. And then maybe we stick this cute little thing down there. Here's a little puppy. So we'll go ahead and add this right around Ollie's birthday. Of course, the first is New Year's Day, which is exciting. Maybe we draw some fireworks around it or something. I also like to circle dates that I have events on, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that. And then I honestly think that might be it. Let me check my calendar to see if I'm missing any other birthdays or like big events. I'm scrolling through right now. I don't think that there's anything I'm missing. My family has a lot of birthdays at the end of the year, not so much at the beginning, so I think that this might be our January spread for now. Very cute. I like it. I think that it definitely does the job, and I like the color scheme that we're going for. Oh, I actually have these cute little green stickers. I don't know if you guys can tell what color they are like that, but I'm thinking maybe I can add one somewhere, maybe. Maybe I'll add these 2 green ones to Monday and Tuesday just to show that they are from like the previous month. That might be a nice little touch. Now we have a very clear start of where January starts, which I like. Okay, so there's my January spread. Obviously we're still in December, so I have my December one here right now. Eventually I will move my bookmark over here. The next thing on my to-do list is to take care of my habit trackers. Now I am going to be using the same system I used in December, so this month in January. So it's just gonna look like this. I have a cute little bookmark on the side, that way I can grab it from anywhere in my planner, which I really like. But the habits that I'm going to be taking with me into the new year are skincare and body care, drinking enough water and eating enough protein, tidying and cleaning my house, reading 10 pages of any book, journaling and manifesting, wearing a 7-piece outfit, moving my body or working out, having a deep work session, meditating and drinking tea, making some time for a hobby, going on a 1-hour walk, flossing and oil pulling, draining my lymph nodes, no scrolling, and 7 to 8 hours of sleep. Those are my habits for like the perfect day. If I don't do them every day, it's not a super big deal, but I do like to see when I do them and when I don't. So I have this here. Once January comes, I'm just going to print this out and pop it back in. Okay guys, really quick, I am popping in here from the future because I placed an order on Filofax and I did get the stuff in like a few days after I filmed that video, but I still really wanted to show you guys what I added. So first things first, some things look different. I did move some stuff around over here, but the biggest changes actually have to do with my tracking system. So first things first, I did go ahead and get the week on 2 pages diary. I got this because I love my weekly pages, but I wanted to do a little something different, and so now they look like this. I am really happy with it. For reference, here is what my current weekly pages look like, and the new ones will look like this. This is probably like a good comparison. But so that's where this front page came from. The other things I added really have to do with just my habit tracking. So I got a bunch of these. I literally think I have maybe 4 of them in here right now. This one is for my daily gratitude. I'm just gonna go ahead and write down what I'm grateful for every single day, 365 days out of the year. I love this because it does expand out. Let me show you really quick. It expands out like this, and so I have every single day of every single month of 2025. I have this for my daily gratitude, and then I also have one right behind it for my 1 line a day. This is something that I did a lot when I was bullet journaling, where I would basically write down 1 line that would sum up how my day went, any major events, maybe how I was feeling. I obviously don't have a ton of room, so it'll probably be like a really short synopsis of how my day went. But again, I really just like that I would be able to keep it all in one place by using this little fold out planner. I also wanted to quickly mention that I do now have a code for Filofax. They really kindly reached out to me, and so I'll put the code for you guys right here as well as down below in the description. If you're in the market for any pages or anything, I would definitely recommend them. This will be my first time using any sort of fold out like this, so I'll keep you guys posted on how I like it, but so far I am really excited about it. My daily habits page is going to stay the same, and then right behind it I have my mood tracker. This is basically the same thing as the daily gratitude, except it's in like a square calendar format. For this, I'm really just going to be keeping track of my mood. I've been wanting to get back into this since I stopped bullet journaling as much, and so I figured this would be a good way to just kind of incorporate it a little bit. On my mood tracker key, I have amazing day, great/happy, normal, meh, sad or anxious, and then stressed. I always really enjoy doing this. I also did like a year in pixels before that I really enjoyed, so I figured this would be a nice way to incorporate this again while still being able to use it in my pocket Filofax. The next tracker I have is another one of these like 1 line a day ones, except I'm going to be using it for what I accomplished. I have a really bad habit of always feeling like I should have done more throughout the day, and so I thought this would be a nice way just for me to remember all of my accomplishments, and hopefully it'll get rid of that syndrome of like never going to bed feeling like you did anything, because I struggle with that pretty bad. So I have that one, and then you go past the cleaning checklist and then all of my reading stuff, and then you run into yet another one of these. Yes, you guys can tell that I am really looking forward to using them. This one I'm using for song of the day. I'm going to be writing down what song I listen to probably like most often, or if like one really stands out every single day. So yeah, that's what that one is going to be used for. And then the final one is going to be for my low buy. My system for this is going to be writing down if I did spend money that day, the amount, and then if I didn't, I'm going to give myself like a little sticker. I've yet to figure out what stickers I'm going to use for this, but I figured I would use like one specific type of sticker per month maybe or something. So yeah, that is my plan for this, and I thought it would just be a nice way to incorporate my low buy into something that I'm able to look at on a yearly basis. Being able to look back on my year and see not only exactly what I spent, but then also all the days I didn't spend money, I thought would be a really nice thing to incorporate. So those are a few few of my updates. Obviously, I'm going to do more of these videos where I walk you through my planner and kind of how I have it set up, but let's go ahead and get back to the past and continue on with this little plan with me video. My cleaning checklist is going to stay the same in 2025, and then here is my workout schedule. This is also going to stay the same just because I've done it this way for so long that at this point I don't even see why I should change it. If I miss a day of working out, I just go ahead and pick back up on whatever was scheduled for me to get done that day. So for example, on Mondays, I do lower body weights and then Pilates. Tuesday's my upper body day as well as my core and back day. Sometimes I'll do like an alternating schedule where maybe I only focus on one. I've done a more detailed workout tracker as well. I have it right here. Today's currently the 11th, so I can actually tick off that I did my workout yesterday. But I really only make workout trackers like this whenever I feel like I need that extra guidance. So I might do it at the beginning of the year, but I don't think it's something that I'll do consistently. It's usually only for when I need to get out of a slump. And I feel like as we are heading into December, my brain is so focused on the new year being so soon that it's really easy for me to just let my habits go at the end of the year. So I don't want to do that. That's why I have a more detailed workout tracker here. Next to my weekly workout spread, I'm actually going to be keeping track of my spending a lot more this year. I don't think I'm technically doing a no buy because I'm pretty sure that's when you don't buy anything. I'm more so personally going to be focusing my efforts onto only buying things secondhand and then from small businesses. Just kind of stuff like that, and this is where I'm going to be keeping track of it. So let's go ahead and write January 2024 at the top, or whoops, I'm sorry, January 2025. But how it's going to work is I'm going to write down the date that I made a purchase, what it was I got, if I paid cash or card, and then this category at the end says income, but I'm actually just going to be writing down how much it was I spent. And the final section will just be for any additional notes or maybe why I ended up making the purchase. So for example, let's say I went shopping and I got a new pair of pants or something. I can write down the reason I got the pants, which I think will be really interesting to look back on because I am trying to limit my impulse spending. That is this tracker. And then behind it, I'm actually going to be writing down like my buy list. That's where I'm going to be writing down things that I want to get before I get them. This is definitely not an original idea to have like a buy list. I've seen so many people talk about it, but it is something I want to start incorporating. So let me show you mine. So here's my things to thrift list. This has a list of things that I know I want. And so it's something that I'm allowed to look for while I'm out thrifting. If something that I find at the thrift store doesn't fit this category or doesn't fit into one of like these points, I'm going to strongly urge myself either to not get it or to have a really good reason to get it. I think it'll be good just for me to have another kind of check when it comes to my spending. And so that is my buy list. This part of my planner won't be changing. This is my reading section. So I have my days I read as well as my 100 book challenge. I have honestly not done a really good job at keeping up with this. Sometimes I'll read only for like a little bit in the morning and then I just completely forget to mark it down. So in 2025, I definitely want to do a better job at tracking it. And then I also really want to do a better job at reading books that are on my TBR list. I have a little stack of books on my actual bookshelf of books that I need to read before I get new books. But then once I'm at a point where I am able to buy a book again, I am trying to get done with all the books that I currently have. But once those are done, I do have this little list of books that I do want to read eventually. At the moment, the only book I have in it is called On Looking, A Walker's Guide. I think I saw a TikTok or something about it and it looked really interesting. And so that is on my list. You guys saw my things to thrift list. I also have a gift list, and so this is my craft edition one. These are things that I need to make for people before Christmas, and that's pretty much everything within this section. A lot of section number 2, which is my habit trackers and stuff like that, is going to stay the same. I feel like because I found a system that works well for me, I don't want to change it just to change it. So I am going to be sticking with the majority of it, but that is pretty much how my planner is looking for the new year. If you guys have any questions about where anything is from, how I made anything, or really any questions at all about my planner, about my goals, anything at all, definitely feel free to leave it down below in the comment section. I figured we would do a final flip through before I close out today's video, but I just wanted to say how grateful I am that you guys have joined me this year. This has been the first year that I've been really intentional about sharing my planner on YouTube, and I'm just so glad to have found a community of people who have the same interests as me. It has honestly been absolutely magical to share it with you guys. I can't tell you how grateful I am that you're here and that you you hang out with me every week. I am beyond excited to start this new year with you. I have so many ideas and so many fun things that I want to continue to share with you. And yeah, I'm just super grateful that you're here. Thank you again so incredibly much. Definitely let me know how your planning is going, if you have changed anything up, maybe if you are starting a pocket planner yourself in 2025. I would be super curious to hear how it's going for you. But thank you guys again so incredibly much for watching. I cannot even begin to tell you how much it means to me. I had so much fun hanging out with you today, and I hope that your planner is coming along very nicely as well. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to like and subscribe if you're new. I post new videos every single week, and so I'll definitely see you guys back here again next week. I'm sending you so much good energy and positivity as we enter into 2025 together, and I'll see you guys all in the next video. Bye guys.